Welcome to Discover the Upper Cumberland. We're so excited to bring you more stories about interesting people and places throughout the Upper Cumberland. I'm Celeste Flatt-Bennett, and I'm honored to be your guide on this adventure. If you love history, there is a beautiful place nestled in the woods south of the Big South Fork that is abundant in historical information and scenery that can take you back to a community created through the dream of a British author searching for a better life in America.
Well, welcome to Historic Rugby. We are in Christ Church Episcopal, which is a church built in 1887, and this town was founded by Thomas Hughes, a British social reformer, author, politician, lawyer, who wanted to set up a town about second sons where they would have a chance to start over, move here from England, and have a total new life. The second sons in England did not inherit. Usually everything went to the first son. So this was a chance for them to start over in a new place, and they could do jobs that would be not shunned or looked down upon. If they did them in England, they could be shopkeepers, they could be farmers, they could do things here that they couldn't do back in England. It started that Thomas was looking for a piece of property. He had this vision and he wanted to start this utopian village. And it turned out that a gentleman in Boston named Franklin Smith had this piece of property and was looking to put miners and people that were out of work in the north back to work, but they went back to work. So this property became available, and he knew that Mr. Hughes was looking for a piece of property, so Thomas ended up buying this property in the Upper Cumberland of Tennessee. I think the biggest problem that Thomas had was with the deeds for the property. It took a long time for a Mr. Walton, our surveyor, here to get all the deeds straightened out. So the first winter, they ended up ice skating and playing tennis because the deeds were not ready for the people when they got here. The local people here were a little bit leery of these second-born sons moving here from England, but they soon all got along together. A very good story about that is Emily Hughes thought a lot of the Massengill family, and her grandmother would go and visit Mrs. Massengill and spend time at the Massengill home place. When we do a tour and we take people to the different buildings, we do Kingstone Lisle, which is Thomas Hughes' home. We do Christ Church, which was established in 1887. We do the Thomas Hughes Library, which was established in 1882. And then we go to our schoolhouse, which is a one-room schoolhouse, and it was established in the 1880s. It also burnt and was rebuilt in 1907. Thomas Hughes' home was built in the Carpenter Gothic style in 1884, and had it been built in England, it would have been built out of stone because wood was plentiful here in the Upper Cumberland. All the houses here in Rugby are made from wood. The other place would be the Thomas Hughes Library, also a very, very beautiful building built by Cornelius Onderdonk, and we have all 7,000 books that were donated are in that library. The wonderful thing about the church is that it has been a church since 1880. They still have service every Sunday morning from 11 to 12, and it's wonderful to hear the bell ring at 11 and again at 12 when it's over. Rugby has 10 trails. One of our most popular ones is the Gentleman's Swimming Hole, and you would go to the Laureldale Cemetery, and there is a trailhead there, and you can go down to the Gentleman's Swimming Hole. It's a nice walk. I think one of the most interesting statements that I get, usually on a weekly basis, is I've lived in Tennessee my whole life and did not know that Rugby was here. So we're kind of a hidden gem up here in the Upper Cumberlands. I have been a volunteer here since 2014, and my first experience with Rugby was a wedding at Christ Church in 1985. It is such a wonderful experience to be working here. You learn something new about the village every day, somebody that lived here, somebody that did just something just very unique and very different. It's an awesome place to be part of. I think the most special part of Rugby for me is seeing all of the preservations of the buildings, the furniture that they've got here, just everything that they've been able to preserve from the 1880s. It's just amazing that it's still here. I think the one thing that Historic Rugby, their main mission is preservation, and to have it here for generations to come and be able to see these buildings, see the furniture, walk the trails, just have that 1880s experience, I think everybody should come and see Historic Rugby.